From Rosemont Stadium, home of the Chicago Bandits, it's the Scout National Showcase from June 4th, 2013, featuring our red and yellow teams. We're in game number 2 of session number 1 from June the 4th at Rosemont. We'll go ahead and take a look at how our yellow team will line it up defensively. Michaela Long will be in the circle. Jessica Wazer will handle the catching duties. Olmark, Williams, Hamilton, and Soder around the infield from first to third. Emily Gusky, Gabby Sandoval, and Sinead Corvella rounded out from left to right in the outfield. The red team's lineup will look like this. Caitlin Tripp will lead it off, followed by Hannah Toscher. Emily Plazinski and Samantha Saber cleans it up for the red team. Cheney Pollard, Courtney Reeves, followed by Taylor Shostak, Caitlin Ellsroth, and Jessica Alberts. In the circle, Michaela Long is going to be in the mid-50s, topped out at 55 miles per hour, has to keep the ball down to be successful, and most of her pitches do have some sort of downward break to them. To lead it off for the red team will be Caitlin Tripp. And Tripp takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Nice block by Jessica Wazer to get things started. Just misses with the drop curve on the outside part of the plate. As we mentioned in the scouting report, all of the pitches at Long throws do have some sort of downward break to them. 2-0 pitch on the way to Caitlin Tripp. That ball's hit down the left field line. That'll go for extra bases. Gusky to cut it off before it can get to the corner. Hamilton cuts it at short with no throw to second base with Williams covering. And Tripp is in with the leadoff double to start things off in game number 2 for the red team. Hannah Toscher will step in with the runner at second. Nobody out in the top of the first.
Clark. Construction.
Toscher may be looking to push something through to the right side. Inside pitch coming. And that ball is off along in the circle. Hamilton doesn't have a play at first base. And as we see here, the ball is actually going to hit Long in the right hand. So we'll take a short break as we make a pitching change here at the Scout National Showcase. Jocelyn Metz will be in the circle now, 55 miles per hour. Ground ball pitcher will throw her drop to both sides of the plate. Was very effective in game number 1. Caitlin Tripp will be at third base. Hannah Toscher, who just singled off of Michaela Long, is at first base. There's nobody out here in the top of the first. Caitlin Tripp led off with a double down the left field line. And Emily Plazinski, the batter. And that throw will actually go in the center field as Toscher picks up a stolen base off Wazer. Our game rules do not allow for a runner to steal home in any situation. So as that ball moved into center field, the runner at third, Caitlin Tripp, had to hold up. The 1-0 pitch on the way. And Plazinski will take that ball down and inside. And she's quickly up 2 balls and no strikes. The middle infield is playing about halfway. They could shoot the run down with a hard hit ground ball. Metz with the wild pitch to go down 3 balls and no strikes to Plazinski. Plazinski swung the bat very well in St. Charles. Strong left-handed hitter. Throw to third base. Trying to catch a Caitlin Tripp with a 3-step lead off. Ball gets away in the left field. Runner does have to hold up. Then after ball 4, Plazinski now resets to a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Runners at second and third. Nobody out in the top of the first. And as I discussed in the Met scouting report, she can throw her drop ball to both sides of the plate. Is able to locate that drop ball inside to even things up at 2 apiece. Plazinski swings the bat better than most pitchers will. Has power to all fields. 2-2 pitch on the way. That ball's grounded to first. Olmark knocks it down and is not able to get back to the bag in time to get to Speedy Plazinski. So runners at first and third. Caitlin Tripp scores on the play, as Plazinski will reach on an error to Bailey Olmark at first base. Runners at the corners. For Samantha Saber, she drives that ball in the center field. Gabby Sandoval's there. The runner from third will tag up and score easily. And a heads-up base running play by Plazinski. She tags at first and advances to second on the first out of the inning. That's a pretty deep ball by Saber right there. The wind's blowing in considerably hard today. It's not a warm afternoon yet. Cheney Pollard, the batter. She hits with one out here in the top of the first. Plazinski, the runner at second, fouls that ball out of play to the right side. Both runs here in the first have been charged to Michaela Long, the starting pitcher, who had to leave with a hand injury after Hannah Toscher lined the ball off of her pitching hand. And if Metz can get that pitch all day long, she'll definitely take it. Really not much that any hitter can do at that. And Metz takes a little bit off of that pitch to get Pollard to strike out here. And that'll be our second out here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up Courtney Reeves. Power hitting catcher. Had an excellent showing in St. Charles. Very physical player. Hit the ball very hard in game number 1. Throw back to second, gets away from Williams. Sandoval's there to back it up. Wazzer being very aggressive behind the plate, throwing behind runners already. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Reeves. She'll ground that ball to second. Williams knocks it down from a knee. And we'll head to the bottom of the first. The red team gets on the board with 2 runs on 2 hits. The yellow team coming up. We head to the bottom of the first of the Scout National Showcase. Red team gets on the board early with 2 runs on 2 hits. And we'll take a look at how the red team is going to line it up defensively. Taylor Shostak in the circle. Courtney Reeves will handle the catching duties. Plazinski, Pollard, Ellsroth, and Saber around the infield from first to third. And the outfield, Caitlin Tripp, Hannah Toscher, and Jessica Alberts round it out from left field to right field defensively. We'll have our first look at the yellow team lineup. Jessica Wazzer leads it off, followed by Gusky, Olmark, and Metz. Ashley Hamilton, Sinead Corvella, Gabby Sandoval, Peyton Williams, Carly Soder, and Kendra Swanson will round it out. As you see, Sinead Corvella, the number 2 overall 2016 center field prospect in the Scout database. In the circle, Taylor Shostak, 52 miles per hour, definitely not overpowering. She'll keep hitters off balance and give them several different looks at the plate. One of the things that Shostak has done in the 2 regional events that we've seen her at that's been so impressive is that she really gets batters to alter their bat speed just to make contact. You'll see Shostak get some of the most awkward swings from good hitters that you're going to find. And anytime that we evaluate pitchers, one thing that we look at is how much of an effect overall do they have on a hitter's bat speed. Wazzer in to lead it off in the bottom of the first for the yellow team. Wazzer down 0-1 to Shostak. You see already a big lateral break from the curve. Then she takes a little bit off of that one to go 0-2. She'll throw the same pitch at 2 different speeds. And it's a really difficult task for a catcher to handle Shostak for the first time. That ball will reach the seats at Rosemont Stadium. A lot of times with Shostak pitching, the catchers just really have to be patient and let the ball come down to them. Wazzer fouls that one away. Spoiled a pretty tough pitch. She's down 1 ball and 2 strikes to lead off the bottom of the first for the yellow team. Shostak makes a lot of mechanical changes on every pitch, so going inside to outside sometimes a little difficult. After a couple of foul balls, Wazzer's still down 1-2. Has spoiled a couple of pretty good pitches from Shostak. And she'll swing and miss there. And Shostak has retired the first batter of the inning with a strikeout. Emily Gusky in for the yellow team. Shortstop outfielder. And she's greeted by the Shostak curveball. Screwball inside for a strike, and Gusky's down 0-2. Something else that Shostak does that works to her advantage is working so fast in between pitches. That ball's grounded to third. It'll be foul. Samantha Saber has plenty of arm to make that throw across the diamond. Gusky down 0-2. Nice block by Courtney Reeves behind the plate. A lot of times the adjustments that hitters need to make off Shostak are so drastic. Working fast in between pitches really throws them off because they just simply don't have enough time to prepare in between pitches. She puts hitters in panic mode very, very easily. 2-2 count to Gusky. And she'll take that pitch low and inside, and that'll run the count full to Emily Gusky. Payoff pitch on the way. That ball will fall in between Alberts and Ellsroth in shallow center and shallow left field. The shortstop Ellsroth went directly back on that ball. The wind pushed it over to left field a little bit more, and Bailey Olmark will hit with the runner at first and 1 out. Olmark the hitter. Going through a little bit of a back issue right now. Reeves will throw behind the runner at first. She's back in plenty of time. Olmark actually was not able to pitch today. Will only play infield because of the back injury. Olmark down 1-2 to Shostak. Just gets a piece of that one. And a swing and a miss, and we're down to 2 outs here for the yellow team in the bottom of the first. Jocelyn Metz will step in. Gusky the runner at first. She singled with 1 out. And Gusky will make it easily into second base, sliding head first. Nice backup by Tosher in center field. Runner in scoring position for Jocelyn Metz, the yellow team pitcher. Looking to get one back here in the bottom of the first. as Shostak goes down 2 balls and no strikes to her counterpart, Jocelyn Metz. That ball skied to third base. Sabres under it for the 3rd out. And as we head to the top of the 2nd, yellow team gets a hit, but strands a runner, and it's still red team 2, yellow nothing. We're back for the top of the 2nd from the Scout National Showcase at Rosemont Stadium. Taylor Shostak will lead it off for the red team. She just pitched a scoreless bottom half of the 1st inning, stranded a runner at 2nd base. Shostak, a capable hitter. You'll also see her behind the plate today. Jocelyn Metz back on for her 2nd inning of work after the injury to Michaela Long. Shostak drives that ball down the left field line, and it hooks foul. Emily Gusky, who cut off the Caitlin Tripp double before he could get to the wall in the 1st inning, took a good angle on that Shostak foul ball. Rise ball misses up and away. The ball's driven to right center. Sandoval over 3 steps to her left, and she'll take that for the 1st out here in the top of the 2nd. Sandoval's been very impressive all day in the outfield. It really seems like she came from Kansas on a mission to be noticed, to really stand out. She's done an excellent job at that. Ellsroth steps in with 1 out, the shortstop out of Indiana. She'll foul that pitch off to the 1st base side. Bailey Olmark just out of her reach. You have to wonder if Olmark's back is healthy, if she's got to play on that ball. Instead, Ellsroth will hit with a no ball and 1 strike count and has new life at the plate after Olmark narrowly misses, recording the 2nd out of the inning for Metz. Metz goes back to the rise ball again with a no ball and 1 strike count. That ball's driven left field on a line. Gusky has it. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. Very well hit ball from Caitlin Ellsroth there. Just about as hard as she can hit a ball. Just didn't get up in the air at all. Jessica Alberts will be the batter. Hamilton and Williams up the middle for the yellow team. The red team continues to test out the back of Bailey Olmark. Again, another play I believe she has if she's 100% healthy today. And she's battling through the injury, doing it nicely. 0-1 pitch on the way to Alberts. Metz will miss with the rise ball up in the zone. The 3rd consecutive batter that's seen a rise ball on an 0-1 count. 1-1 pitch on the way. And she'll take the drop ball outside for a strike. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Metz to Alberts. just misses. And that'll run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaylin Tripp, who led off the game with the double, is on deck. Fouled off by Alberts. Spoiled a pretty good pitch there. Maybe an indication that the red team has figured out that as Metz gets strikes called, she'll go up in the zone a little bit more. 2-2 pitch on the way. Alberts took a half step to the dugout on that one, so she thought it was relatively close. Payoff pitch on the way from Metz to Alberts. She'll foul that ball right back to the screen. The payoff pitch on the way again from Metz to Alberts. And she'll take strike 3 on the outside corner. Metz retires the side in order. And as we head to the bottom of the second, red team doesn't push anything across. It's red 2, yellow nothing. The Scout National Showcase. Ashley Hamilton to lead it off for the yellow team against Taylor Shostak and the red team. Shostak worked the scoreless top half of the first, the bottom half of the first. Hamilton the hitter. She'll reach on that ball. Elsross underneath it. 1 pitch, 1 out for Shostak and the red team here in the bottom of the second inning. Caitlin Elsroth out of Indiana, been impressive all day so far. Corvella the hitter. She'll hit that ball off the end of the bat. Cheney Pollard's got it at second base. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. Gabby Sandoval will step in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. She'll lift that ball behind the plate. It'll reach the seats. The yellow team has figured out that Shostak does try to get ahead in a count. She can typically get strike 1 over. The only issue is that they're slowing their bats down to try to hit it. Better job that time from Sandoval of keeping her hands back, trying to react a little bit later. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Sandoval. And that's an excellent example of Shostak going to a pitch down in the zone that'll get you to slow your hands down. And Shostak makes quick work of the yellow team here in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third. Red team still up 2-0 over the yellow team. Caitlin Tripp will lead it off for the red team in the top of the third. Tripp's 1 for 1 on the game. Doubled in the first inning, came around the score run on the Samantha Saber sacrifice fly. Tripp doubled off Makeda Long in the first. Now she'll face Jocelyn Metz. One pitch on the way. Mets ahead 1-2 to Caitlin Tripp to lead off the third. Just misses the drop ball outside there. Nice looking pitch from Mets. We'll see if she goes right back to the same spot or to the drop. And does an excellent job there to get Tripp to chase the ball down in the dirt. 4 strike 3. And that's the strength of Mets, to be able to throw the drop ball to multiple locations, unlike a lot of other pitchers. Hannah Toscher steps in, singled in her first at bat. She'll try to put down a drag bunt. It's picked up in foul territory by Kendra Swanson, the catcher. To go back to Mets, being able to throw the drop ball in multiple locations is definitely a strength for her, because most pitchers are almost stuck on their drop ball as a one location pitch. And if you're facing a drop ball pitcher who only throws it to one side of the plate, it's obviously very easy to read that downward break, and you've already got it figured out exactly where the ball's going to be, left or right. Now all you have to do is locate your barrel down in the zone. With Mets, you can't really do that, because it could be coming on the inside part of the plate. It could be more of a pitch that she tries to get you to chase over the heart of the plate and throw it into the dirt. So she gives you a lot of different looks that a lot of pitchers are not capable of doing on her drop ball. Toscher down 1-2. Count will even up at 2 apiece. No problem for Sinead Corvella, 2016 outfielder out of Michigan. Toscher hit that ball pretty well. But there's 2 down here in the top of the third. Plazinski steps in. She reached on an error her first time up. We'll see Plazinski in the circle a little bit later in this game. An athletic young pitcher. Can't swing the bat. As you see there, Rosemont Stadium, right by O'Hare Airport here in Rosemont. .30 pitch on the way. The count resets to 2 balls and 1 strike. After Plazinski works the walk from Mets. That's our first look at the Mets screwball to a left-handed hitter. 2-2 pitch on the way. That ball's grounded to second base. Allmark has it. On to Hamilton at first base. And the side is retired in order. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Red team still up 2-0 at the Scout National Showcase. Jessica Albert's on the pitch for the red team here in the bottom of the third. Peyton Williams, the middle infielder from Minnesota, will lead it off for the yellow team. Saber, Ellsroth, Pollard, and Reeves from third to first around on the infield. We fully expect Peyton Williams to develop into a really special hitter at the plate. Short swing, good instincts. Very nice bat control for a young prospect. She'll take Albert's first offering in the dirt for ball one. We'll have a look at the scouting report on Alberts. 55 miles per hour at Rosemont. She does command the curveball, and she'll work her drop off of her curve. That's a look at her curve there. And what she'll do off of that is really start the drop on the same plane, and it'll just die off just a little bit more and give the hitter a different look at a pitch that's essentially thrown on the same plane. But really for Alberts, her main stuff is her east and west type movement, as you see her go to her screwball on the next pitch to Williams. 2-1 count to Williams. Good hitter. She'll chase the curve off the plate. Evens the count at 2. Even though she's chasing a ball out of the zone there, still a nice stroke from Williams. Good tilt, stays on the ball well. 2-2 pitch on the way. She'll hit that ball through to the left side for a single. Tasha gets the ball quickly back into Pollard on the infield. But a sharp single by Peyton Williams to lead things off for the yellow team in the bottom of the third. Carly Soder will bat with Williams at first. Soder will take Albert's first offering for strike one. Soder, same type of swing as Williams. Nice and short swing. And Williams just shot down at second base in plenty of time. Nice job by Caitlin Tripp behind the plate to shoot down the speedy Williams, who runs a 2.71. So above average speed she just got out. Alberts just misses with the curve again. That'll reach the seats. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soder and Williams, 2 interesting hitters to watch back-to-back in the lineup because their approach really is very simple and very highly effective for both of these young athletes. 2-2 pitch on the way. That ball's hit well down the left field line. It'll be over the diving Tasha and left. Soder on her way to third. Throw in late. And Soder will be at third with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Kendra Swanson will step in with a chance to cut the lead in half for the yellow team. She'll take strike one outside from the Alberts curveball. Swanson doing an excellent job behind the plate right now of receiving Jocelyn Metz. She'll foul that ball out of play. Right off the top of the dugout. Caitlin Tripp's had a good game so far. Doubled to lead off the game. Came around the score on the Samantha Saber sacrifice fly. And just threw out Peyton Williams going to second base. Two down in the bottom of the third. Yellow team back to the top of the order with Jessica Wazzer at the plate. 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. Omar just misses with a drop. Soder, the runner at third with 2 outs. Wazzer not very confident on that swing. It really looks like she understood that she just took that pitch for ball one and regretted making that swing halfway through. Fly ball behind the plate, that'll reach the seats. Tripp had a beat on it. And Wazzer's down 1-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And effectively, Caitlin Tripp throwing out the runner at second base has kept the lead at 2-0. If Williams is still at first base, or definitely if she reaches second base on a stolen base attempt, and it's 2-1 Red right now. Tosher in left almost made an incredible play on the Soder triple. Nice pickup by Caitlin Tripp. That'll reset the count at 2 balls and a strike to Wazzer. Soder the runner at third. Count runs to 3 balls and a strike. Alberts is just getting away from what really works well for her. She's not throwing a curve now. Putting herself behind in the count. That ball's lifted out to center field. Shostak has it. And after a Peyton Williams single and a Carly Soder triple, the red team leaves them stranded, still up 2-0 from the Scout National Showcase. Jocelyn Metz back to work for the yellow team in the top of the fourth. Samantha Saber will lead it off for the red team. Saber was able to get the red team on the board in the first inning with a sacrifice fly that scored Caitlin Tripp. She'll ground that ball to first. Michaela Long has it, will flip on to Bailey Allmark at first base. And there's 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Good to see Michaela Long back on the field after being hit earlier. Long will not bat the rest of this game. Really not able to use the right hand as well as she'd like to. Cheney Pollard in with 1 out. She'll take the first pitch down for ball 1. Not a bad pitch from Metz there. Swanson behind the plate working with Metz. Peyton Williams, a teammate of Metz and Swanson, on a travel ball team playing short. One of the things that seems to happen with Metz pitching a little bit is that when the ball leaks outside just a little bit, it's almost that she's not getting all the way over the top of the drop, losing spin, and that's why it's not able to come back over the plate enough. That ball's lifted into center field. Corvella's got it. And they're 2 away here in the top of the fourth. Corvella out of Michigan, an exciting young prospect, switch hitter. One of the few kids that we've actually seen swing away from both sides of the plate very effectively. Courtney Reeves will step in. And she'll ground that ball to short. Peyton Williams knocks it down. Plenty of time, picks it up, throws it across. And Metz retires the side in order here in the top of the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Red team still up 2-0 from the Scout National Showcase in Rosemont Stadium. Red team still up 2-0. They're in the bottom of the fourth from the Scout National Showcase. Game number 2, session 1. Emily Gusky will lead it off against Jessica Alberts. Alberts escaped the bottom of the third after giving up a single and a triple. Was able to strand the runner Soder at third and pitch out of a little bit of trouble. Gusky 1 for 1 with the single in the bottom of the first. Stole second base, was stranded. Albert's doing a nice job of working in and out. Gusky fouls that ball off. Caitlin Tripp on the catch Alberts again for her second inning of work. As a reminder, all of the catchers are calling pitches at these events. They do an outstanding job of doing that. With 1 out, Bailey Olmark will be your batter. Olmark's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Albert's able to get an early swing on the rise ball. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Albert's looking even more confident in the circle now. Go with the rise ball again. And Olmark's down 1-2. We'll see if she goes back to that for the third time or tries to get the drop across again. She'll go with the curveball. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Albert's beginning to pick up her pace in between pitches. 2-2 pitch on the way to Bailey Olmark. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. As Albert strikes out the first 2 batters that she sees. She'll face Jocelyn Mess with 2 outs. Left-handed hitting pitcher out of Minnesota. She takes an aggressive swing, but just a touch late on that. Skies that ball to the third base side. That ball will fall in between Saber and Elsroth. Looked like Elsroth thought that Saber was camped underneath it. Oh, 1-2 pitch on the way. That ball's driven down the left field line, but foul. Mets does have power to the opposite field. Ground ball to short. Elsroth has it. Across to Reeves in plenty of time. And the yellow team will go down in order again. After 4 complete, Scout Red Team 2, Yellow Team nothing. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Taylor Shostak will lead it off for the red team in the top of the 5th.
Really good run.
Shostak flied out to center field, her first at bat.
I know we have that issue in a couple kids.
Jocelyn Metz will handle the pitching duties again for the yellow team.
We lost 2 kids from
Metz has been effective since taking over for Long. She's pitched 4 scoreless innings. Shostak leads off, grounds that ball foul to third base. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Carly Soder will handle the catching duties. Nice arm behind the plate. He's done a good job at third base today. Check swing. And that ball is off the glove of Oldmark at second base. And Shostak will reach on an error. Caitlin Ellsroth will hit. With nobody out, runner at first base. Shostak reaches on an error. And she'll take the first pitch for a strike on the outside edge of the plate. Ellsroth lined out to left field in her first at bat. Hit the ball extremely hard, but nothing to show for it. She'll foul that ball to the first base dugout. And Wazzer and Soder just not able to get there. Hit that ball in no man's land a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes. To the shortstop from Indiana. She'll pop that ball up to short. Gusky has it, goes back. Will make a throw to first. Not in time to Wazzer, covering back at first base. Good base running by Shostak to take a couple of steps off. With 1 out, Jessica Alberts will be the batter. Alberts struck out in her first at bat against Metz. She'll take strike 1. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way from Metz. Shostak will retreat back to first base with an 0-2 count on Alberts. Just out of the reach of Jessica Wazzer at first. Wazzer normally a catcher. It's nice when catchers are able to roam around in some other positions, show the ability to run, make some different plays than from behind the plate. Nice pitch from Metz there on the 0-2. Just misses, getting the call third strike. Shostak, the runner at first. She'll take off to second base. The throw is high from Soder to Gusky covering. Shostak is in with the stolen base. Second time this inning that Gusky has had to show off some extension with the glove side. 2-2 pitch, runner at second. Check swing didn't go. Runs to count full to Alberts. Payoff pitch on the way from Metz. Line drive to first. Wazzer has it back to short. Gusky not able to hold on. No damage done though. Shostak still the runner at second base with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th. Caitlin Tripp will step in. Struck out her last at bat, doubled and scored a run in the first. She'll take the first pitch outside and low. Ball will get away from Soder. Shostak on the third without a throw. And she'll move 60 feet closer to extending the red team's lead 3-0. Met's really able to get some tough swings out of the red team, and she's able to elevate in the zone away from a right-handed hitter. Ground ball to short. Gusky has it. Bounces that ball to Wazzer. That'll score Shostak. The red team will now take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. Looked like Gusky had her at first, though. Nonetheless, Caitlin Tripp is on with an RBI single. Hannah Tosher, the hitter. Takes strike 1 inside. Tosher singled and scored a run in the first. Flew out to center her last time up. Hit that ball up the middle. That's in the gap. Sandoval cuts it off in right center. Ball comes back into Gusky. And there's runners at the corners. 2 outs here for the red team. Tosher now 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles. Almost made an outstanding catch defensively. Plazinski the hitter. Tosher will try to get caught in the rundown, but the runner at third cannot score from third base, so she'll just be caught in the rundown. The yellow team escapes without any further damage. The red team gets a run. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 red. Emily Plazinski will take over the pitching duties for the red team here in the bottom of the 5th. Hamilton, Corvella, and Sandoval due up for the yellow team. In the circle, Plazinski will touch 59 miles per hour today. She's a young pitcher with upside, and we fully expect Plazinski to touch 60 miles per hour very, very soon, if not exceed that by quite a bit. And she's ahead to Hamilton with strike 1. A couple of really good young prospects in Hamilton and Plazinski. She'll ground that ball to third. Reeves has it on the first in plenty of time. And she steals a double from Ashley Hamilton right there. Reeves getting some work at the corners today. Normally a catcher. Makes a really good outstanding backhand play over the line. To take a double away. Corvella from the right side this time. She'll take ball 1 in the dirt. Taylor Shostak, who started the game on the circle for the red team, now slides behind the plate. That ball's driven to center field. That's over the head of Caitlin Tripp. That'll go for extra bases. Corvella on her way to third base. She'll reach to third easily. And the yellow team again has a scoring opportunity to try to cut the lead from the red team. Gabby Sandoval will be the hitter. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch for strike 1.
I think it got in harm's way.
Sandoval struck out in her first at bat. Middle infield's back. A ground ball would score the runner. And she'll pop that ball up to second base. Pollard's got it. And there are 2 down. The red team just continues to have pitchers make really good pitches with runners in scoring position. Williams to hit her. She'll take inside for strike one. The yellow team seeing a little bit more velocity than they've seen so far. Fouls that pitch off to the right side. Shostak not able to get it. Williams has new life, 0-2. Shostak, a really interesting combination of a pitcher and a catcher. Something we very rarely see. 0-2 pitch on the way. Change up, nice block. And you definitely don't see a lot of pitchers willing to block a ball like that, like we just saw from Shostak. Excellent job. Fouled off to the right side. And again, something that I keep going back to on Peyton Williams' swing is the fact that you see her spoil a lot of these pitches while really staying within her swing. She doesn't get disconnected and poke at a lot of stuff. She's just fouling that ball off because she takes her normal swing and is chasing something slightly out of the zone. Very good instinct so far. That ball will hit her in the box. Everything that Williams done is you just watch her actions, even warm-up swings, just really good bat control with the hands. Knows where the barrel's going, has a plan. Fouls that ball up to the right side again. And that pitch right there that's down and away, if she really learns to use her back half and her rear leg in hitting and getting some back hip extension, that's a ball that she'll really learn to drive for a lot of extra base hits to the right side. That'll really allow her lower half to help the tilt that she has at the plate. Fly ball to right, Alberts has it. And that'll end the Yellows' threat. They're at the bottom of the fifth. We'll head to the top of the sixth. Corvella stranded at third. Red team still up, 3-0. Emily Plazinski will lead it off for the red team here in the top of the sixth. Plazinski was batting as Tasha was thrown out in an attempted rundown situation in between first and second. Since Tripp was not able to score from third base for any reason, Tasha was just kind of hung out to dry from first to second. And first pitch swinging, that ball's lifted to second. Williams is under it. And Plazinski is retired after one pitch in the top of the sixth. It's nice to see Williams reacting to the ball that early at second base. Doesn't normally play second, but a middle infielder who might be able to play there in college too. For Williams, a lot's going to depend on where the arm strength eventually gets to. Young prospect with plenty of time to grow into that. She's topped out at 57 miles per hour with us. Plenty of arm for second. Saber lifts that ball in the left field. It'll bounce and spin in front of Sandoval. That'll stretch that single into a double for Saber. Sabres now 1 for 2 with the sacrifice fly in the first. And a 1-out double here in the top of the 6th. Cheney Pollard the batter. Sabre in scoring position. She'll swing through the Mets screwball. And what's been the theme all day is awkward bounces off of the turf so far for both teams. We saw this all day at Rosemont, that a lot of times the ball would hit with so much spin that would shoot a direction that a fielder wasn't expecting. Excellent pitch from Mets. Nice swing by Pollard there. She stayed down on that ball. Mets just took enough off of it to get her to swing and miss at it. 1-2 pitch on the way to Pollard. Nice pitch from Mets again. Mets working really well with her third catcher of the day already. And that ball's driven the right center field. It'll be over the head of Sandoval in center. Pollard on her way to third. That'll score Samantha Sabre. And Pollard has an RBI triple here on the top of the 6th. That's an extremely well hit ball to right center field. That's directly into the wind on a 2-strike pitch. Excellent job by Cheney Pollard there. And that'll bring up Courtney Reeves with the runner at third. And she'll drive that ball right back up the middle. And that'll go for an RBI. Reeves around first base. She'll head into second with the overthrow from center. And she's on her way to third base with an RBI single and a 2-base error. Pollard scores on the Courtney Reeves single. Very good aggressive base running by Courtney Reeves. And Shostak will hit with a runner at third and 1 out. Good job of Mets of going right back at the next hitter, though. As a pitcher, that's all you can do. She'll pop that ball up to the third base side. Ashley Hamilton's under it. Nowhere for Reeves to go at third. And 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Caitlin Ellsroth will be the batter. She's lined out to left, popped up to short, and a ground ball to short. Gusky has it across to first, and Mets is able to minimize the damage here in the top of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Red team extends the lead 5-0 over the yellow team. Emily Plazinski back on for her second inning of work here for the red team. Carly Soder will lead it off. Soder tripled in her first at bat. Was left stranded at third base in the third inning. She'll look to start a rally here for the yellow team, who's quickly down 5-0 after the red team scores 2 in the top half of the 6th. Taylor Shostak handling the catching duties again. Soder down 0-1-2. Short swing from Soder. It's not a huge adjustment that she has to make with 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch on the way. And that ball's lifted into shallow right field. It's over. Pollard in front of Alex. And after that play settles in, Carly Soder's in with a bloop single to right field to lead things off for the yellow team. Kendra Swanson, the batter, the runner at first. She'll grab that ball back to Plazinski. Not able to turn the double play ball there. Good job of Elsroth knowing the speed. Plazinski took her time to get the lead runner at second. Now Jessica Wazer will hit with the runner at first and 1 out. She'll ground that ball foul to the third base side. Wazer 0 for 2 at the strikeout. Flew out to center her last time. The yellow team looking to scratch a run across here any way they can. Nice pitch by Plazinski, but just misses inside. 1-1 count to Wazer. She'll ground that ball. Ball bounces off Reeves. Elsroth not able to make a throw after that. Smart play by trying to go back to get the runner at second. And after an error at third, Gusky will bat with runners at first and second. She'll sky that ball out to right field. Alberts is underneath it. There's a tag at second. And the umpire inadvertently blocks Reeves' throw into second base. She most likely had a play on that. Swanson able to tag up at second and make it to third safely. Courtney Reeves pump fakes a couple of times. Most likely would have hit the umpire square in the numbers. Olmark the hitter with runners at second and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Olmark has struck out twice today. Nursing an injured back. Foul tip. 1-1. The red team again trying to pitch out of a little bit of trouble here with runners in scoring position. Holding on to a 5-0 lead. And she'll get the call on the curveball outside for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Olmark. Olmark able to spoil the changeup. Plazinski probably got away with that one. Hung that ball over the plate a little bit. Enough change of speed to slow the bat down. And she just misses. A 1-2 pitch. Got to run the count even at 2 apiece. Runners at second and third, 2 out. And Plazinski freezes Olmark with the curveball. As we head to the 7th inning, red team hanging on to a 5-0 lead here at the Scout National Showcase. Jocelyn Metz back on for her 7th inning of work in this game. Jessica Alberts will lead it off for the red team. Red team scored 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th, pushed 2 more runs across in the 6th to bring it to a 5-0 lead. And that's where we stand here in the top of the 7th. Alberts to lead things off. She's over 2 with the strikeout and a line out to first base. And Metz misses inside for ball 1 to start off the top of the 7th. Wazzer back behind the plate for the yellow team. She started the game behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball. Will get out of play on the first base line. As you see, the Chicago Bandits are making preparations for their opening night on June 5th. Getting a hospitality area ready down the right field line. 1-2 pitch on the way to Alberts. And Metz freezes her with a backdoor drop. Caitlin Tripp will bat with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Tripp's 2 for 3. A double, a single. She scored a run. Fly ball to right field. Medium depth. Corvella's got it. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Anna Tosher, who's also 2 for 3, she scored 2 runs. She'll step in with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. She'll sky that ball to Ashley Hamilton at short, who's got it. And the yellow team's got some work to do to catch up here. They're down 5-0 as they head to the bottom of the 7th at the Scout National Showcase. Taylor Shostak on to close things out for the red team in the bottom of the 7th. She'll face Jocelyn Metz, Ashley Hamilton, and Sinead Corbella. Gabby Sandoval will bat if anyone reaches. Metz 0 for 2 on the afternoon. She flew out to third base, grounded out to shorter last time up. Swung the bat well today, though. And she'll take an aggressive swing on the Shostak rise ball. And she's quickly down, no balls and a strike in the bottom of the 7th. This is the 2nd game for both of these teams, so they'll be done after this. She drives that ball down the right field line, deep hit. Caitlin Tripp not able to get it. And that's exactly why we like to see catchers and corner infielders play some different positions so that we can see the instincts everywhere on the field. Caitlin Tripp taking an outstanding angle, showing off some plus speed in the outfield there. Something that she just can't always show behind the plate. And it might be something she has to do when she goes to college for a year or 2, is fill into the outfield. That ball's driven into left center field. Tosher has it on a hop, but it'll be a single for Metz to lead off things in the bottom of the 7th. And because Metz drove that ball down the right field line, she forces Shostak to go back at her outside and pitch to her strength. Ashley Hamilton, the batter, out of Iowa. Hamilton, an exciting shortstop prospect out of Iowa. Plays for the I Club. Had an impressive Des Moines regional back in late September 2012. Hamilton's 0 for 2 in this game. So ground that ball to second base. Pollard flips it on Ellsroth. And she won't have a throw to first base with the speedy Hamilton getting down the line very quick from the left-hand side of the box. They cut down the lead runner, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Corvella the batter. She'll hit from the left side now. She flew out to second base. Her first at bat from the left side, tripled from the right side. She drives that ball down the right field line, but hooking foul. It's not very often do you see a batter that triples from the right side of the plate, but then goes from the left side next time. It's a really good call, though, because most of Shostak's movement would move into a left-handed hitter. So lefties are going to have a bigger advantage off of Shostak than right-handed hitters would. It becomes the issue of a lefty of just clearing your hips on time and keeping your barrel back versus a righty of really having to hold back and be unaggressive. And they cut down the lead runner again at second base. Corvella's got too much speed to be doubled off at first on a weak hit ground ball. And now there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Gabby Sandoval, the hitter out of Kansas, 2014 outfielder. Had a very solid day all around. She'll ground that ball through to the left side. Through Saber and Ellsroth on the left side for a 2-out single. And the yellow team's not done yet. And they've still got life with Peyton Williams at the plate. Williams 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. She's made good swings on the pitches on the outside part of the plate today. We'll see if she can get something inside to hit. And she's down 0-2 to Shostak. Again, the instincts from Williams still look pretty good. Even though she's swinging at off speed, the bat speed stays up. Looks like a good swing. She doesn't let her hands drift when she takes the outside changeup. All pluses for Williams at the plate right now. 1-2 pitch on the way. And she'll get her to chase, possibly ball 2. And that'll wrap things up from the Scout National Showcase in game number 2. The red team 5, our yellow team nothing. And this will complete the day for our yellow and red team. Make sure you stick around to watch games 3 and 4 later this afternoon and on the Scout website.